This is my favorite crappie jig. I call it a crappie carrot. I first used this on January 2020. First cast caught a crappie and continued to catch crappie. It's doing better than any of the other things I was using. So here is how it's tied. I'm using a size 1/16 ounce jig head here. Most time I use 1/32 and 1/64, and I also tie this as a fly by tying on dumbbell eyes and fish it with a fly rod. I'm using 210 denier orange thread. The body is going to be orange pearl chenille. The tail is going to be hedron, wing, and flash. Now I really like this material. It's a very fine shredded mylar, much finer than crystal flash or flashaboo. You might be able to substitute something else, but I really like that. Also for the tail, I'm using a blue material that's Cabela's Ripple Flash holographic in blue. You could also substitute for that as well. When I do these, I tape the material that I'm going to use together like this. It just makes it tying easier. So I'm going to tie this in first, the blue. There it is. There are about 12 strands of this. Cut it off about there. Then I also have the wing and flash taped like this as well, which again, it makes it much easier to handle, especially when you're tying more than one fly. We'll put this down here and we'll tie this in. And I'll trim it. Now there's the tail tied in. I'm going to take some of the orange pearl chenille, cut it off. Bring the thread back here, tie it in. Advance the thread to the front and wrap this. I've got a rotary vise I could rotate it on if I wanted to. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it. Wrap it over just a little bit. That is, I come back and wrap over itself just a little bit. Okay, got it up here. Tie this off. Put a half hitch here. And cut the body material. I'm going to take some brush on super glue. Just put on the thread there before I wrap the thread in. Something that works really well. Then do a little bit of a very quick tie off there. That's it. And it's ready to fish. It's my favorite crappie jig. Sometimes I might use oranges, typical, it makes it the carrot, so I call it a crappie carrot. Might use purple, be a purple carrot, and you might use pink there sometimes, but the tailed material is always the same. So you can see, looks like a little carrot there. So tie some of these up and go out and catch some crappie.